In this video, we will learn how you can install Encarta in MacBook. Prerequisite to install Encarta in MacBook is JDK and Python 2.7. Python 2.7 already comes with macOS. You don't have to worry about that. Make sure you install JDK. This is the link you need to go to install JDK. You can also Google, keyword is install JDK, and this link will show up there. Once you click on this, it will take you to this page. And you download JDK by clicking on this link here. And after downloading, just double click, and it's pretty easy to install Java after that. Now, this is linked to Incorta install docs. If you want to see more info, please feel free to go there. But one of the most important things after you install Java is to set Java home. If this is not set correctly, you will not be able to install Incorta, and also you will not be able to run Incorta in your MacBook. This is how it looks like when I do echo $Java home in my laptop, and this is the value shown here. The path will be similar for you as well. Maybe this folder name may be different. Now, the way you set up Java home is make sure you are able to find this folder in your MacBook. Once you have that, just copy it in the clipboard and then run this command in terminal, which is export Java home is equal to this. Once you have set it up, that's it. That's all you need to install Incorta. After that, make sure you have downloaded Incorta and unzipped. This is how download file looks like. Once you unzip it, just go inside this folder. And by the way, one more thing, once you have installed Java, for example, if I do echo, it will show this value. If this is blank, it means you cannot install Java, right? Now, you can do export and then equal to the whole path, this path that is shown here. But next time when you start your laptop, this Java home will not be set. Now, to solve that issue, all you need to do is, if you're using latest Mac OS, you just need to create this file, and entry in this file should look like this. Right, just create this file using any editor and enter this. Next time when you start your MacBook, Java home will automatically be set. If you are using the older version of Mac OS, earlier they used to do this in this file, bash profile file, this one. So use this, create this file and just make an entry like this. So each time you start your MacBook, this path will be set for you. Okay, so let's install Incorta now. All I need to do now is to go inside this folder and just run the install script. So let's do that. Let's drag and drop this here. I don't want to type it. So here I have everything I need to install, and just run the install script. Sorry, I need to go inside. Yeah. Now you will get this wizard which will guide you to install Incorta. So let's look at this. Select new install and let it be typical. And you can create a new folder, specify that here. I typically run different version of Incorta in my laptop, so it starts with IA46, IA457 and so on. But for now, let's keep the default folder. If it is not there, Incorta will create one for you. Change this to 1024. I don't want to use 2 GB for this. And to simplify this, I always keep the default password, which is admin, same username as the password is same as username for me. Let me pause it here. This takes like maybe a minute or a little bit less than that. Okay, so Incorta is almost installed. It shows you that start CMC, where you have to do rest of the setup. So make sure this is checked, and open application in browser. This is also checked, and this is checked by default, by the way. And once you do that, it will take you to browser and open up this new tab in your browser. It shows the IP address that is being used. I think I should have specified IP address in the previous screen as 127.0.0.1 because this is my local MacBook. If you didn't do that, you can always change it later on. I'll let you know where to change this. Let's sign in as admin and password. Specify whatever you specified while installing it. And let's go ahead and do rest of the setup. So here Incorta is asking what database you want to use for metadata. For development purpose, for testing it, for POCs, you can always use Derby. For production, we recommend using MySQL or Oracle. Sysadmin is the user who can do admin activities for a particular tenant. So let's specify user ID and password for admin. And for now, email is not important. You're not setting it up, so we don't care. Check disk space will show you how much disk space you have in your local laptop. Memory size, you can just specify this is analytic service. So if you have 8 GB RAM, maybe specify 4. You can also specify 3, for example, or 2 for that matter. And for loader service, specify maybe 2 GB. And I want to install bundle Spark, which comes with Incorta. And worker memory, specify maybe if you have 8 GB RAM or 16 GB RAM, specify 4, 8 GB RAM, maybe specify 2. And rest of these can be 111 because you don't want to use too much resources for Spark because you're going to run very small job here. And this worker memory has to be a little bit bigger than this depending on what you're doing because the memory of other processes in Spark should not exceed this, right? So be careful there. Let's go ahead and complete this. So once you're done with this, you're almost done. Incorta is installed. Next step, you need to run these services. But before that, let's go ahead and create a tenant with sample data. So let's call it demo tenant and specify user ID password and include sample data as well. You can skip this. You don't have to set up email here. And then let's go back to services. Typically, I just start loader service first and then analytic service. Now, when you go back, it will show you the status of the service, right? So this is right now in processing stage. You can either refresh from here or maybe from here to see the latest status. Takes a few seconds to start. Let's start analytic service as well. And here it shows you on heap memory for analytic service and off heap. This you can always change by clicking on edit and restarting the service. Same thing applies for loader service as well. Here, when you click on this, you will see on heap is 1, off heap is 1. A ratio for this is something like 20 to 80%. For example, if you have 8 GB RAM machine, I would recommend keep like 2 GB for loader service, 3 GB for analytic service. And in a bigger machine, of course, you can keep like 10 to 15% memory free and rest you can assign to loader and analytic service. If you're running Spark as well, so maybe keep like, if you have say 32 GB RAM, keep 6 to 10 GB for Spark and rest for analytic and loader service and maybe 4 to 5 GB for OS. Okay, so this is all up and running. That's it. So Incorta is up and running now. I can start using it. Both the services are running. Now, let's go ahead and 8080 is the default port that we use. And this is since running in a local host. I can use localhost here. And let's sign in. Tenant name should be demo here. And just to do a basic sanity check, load data in this schema here. And while this is going on, I also want to create 2 data sources here. Sorry, before that, let's do one more thing. Let's go back to terminal and let's go to Encarta install folder. I want to show you something there. Now here you will notice that there are two folders, Encarta node and CMC. Now right now CMC is running, right? So if you go to CMC, you will see start CMC script, and where did it go? Start CMC. Now when you restart your laptop or you stop services, you can just run start CMC again to start CMC, and then after that you go to Encarta node folder, and here you will see a bunch of start and stop script, right? And to stop all the services, you can run each of the script one by one to stop different services, and to start them again, all you need to do is just start node.sh, and then from CMC UI, you can run analytics and load a service just using CMC UI. So again, when you restart your laptop, go to CMC folder and do start cmc.sh, and then go to Encarta node folder, do start node.sh, and then start loader service and analytics service from the UI. Now Spark is not running yet, so let's run Spark as well. Because to do any Spark SQL kind of activity, for example, if you need to run a SQL, you can send that SQL request to Encarta engine, but some SQL which Encarta engine cannot execute will have Spark fallback. So we'll go to Spark SQL, and that's where SQL will get executed. So make sure Spark is up and running. And of course, you have access to Encarta Admin Ui as well. And you can access that from here, cluster configuration. And this is where you will see a bunch of parameters that you specify during Wizard. All these you can, of course, change here how much memory, how many app cores, app memory, and so on. And then at the SQL interface, you will see these two ports where Incorta is listening in terms of executing any SQL that you're sending. Always use port 5436. If SQL fails, you will have Spark fallback, and then Spark SQL app will execute that SQL. Now you can see status of Spark by going to IP address and this port 9091, and this is where you will see that Spark is up and running or not. Right now SQL app is not running, but sometimes it takes time to run, but once it's up and running, then you will be able to execute Spark SQL. And then that's it. After that, all you need to do is go back here, and then data is loaded. Click on this. You can see this dashboard is up and running. Now you can click on this and start your own dashboard, or create your own dashboard by clicking on exploring data, dragging and dropping fields here, and so on.